So the Fever are breaking records again. They are breaking records again right now. And they are doing it in style. The Indiana Fever, as you can see right here, drew a grand total of 743k viewers for a preseason game. That's actually crazy. Like, do you remember the way everyone was like, oh yeah, Caitlyn Clark? It was a phrase from Stephen A. Smith. It was like, Caitlyn Clark is such a big draw that she's able to get a million viewers on Ion. Caitlyn Clark is such a big draw that for her playing, again, this is the average viewers. For her playing, 20 minutes drew 750k on Ion. It is plus 76% on last year's preseason, plus 129% versus last year's second preseason game. It was, if I am not mistaken, it was the very first preseason game. But literally, having it plus 76% on last year is wild. Like, that is wild. Am I the only person that believes that is actually a crazy, crazy number? Dallas versus Aces last year was a preseason opener. Yeah, which is crazy, which is Paige Bueckers' first game. And then Brazil national team versus the Sky. I was live for both of those games, actually. I think I was live for both of them. And I will not be live, unfortunately, for the Angel Reese game today. I was considering it, but I'm like, you know what, I'm behind on videos, so I want to get a couple of videos out, and like, I'm definitely not watching the Portland Fire. But I kind of want to watch the Connecticut Sun and the Toronto Temple on one screen. I want to watch the other game on the other screen. Another screen. So I kind of want to watch both of them at the same time. Which would be kind of an interesting one, because I want to see just how teams are looking in general. But yeah, it's it is not a surprise. The Indiana Fever are killing it in viewership. But like, this might be season 30 getting started. The Fever versus New York Liberty's most watched preseason game ever on Ion. I wonder what the preseason was last year. Peaked at 822,000 viewers. Wow. Like, to average this amount of viewers, wow. Caitlyn didn't play that much. It's actually kind of crazy. The Fever is all 44 game national television. Is there anyone still out there that doesn't get it yet? I mean, look, nobody doesn't get it. They just are lying to themselves and others. Nobody actually doesn't get it. No, like, if we're being real here, no one actually does not get it. But yeah, it is it's one of those things now where, at least when it comes to the like, people saying this, oh yeah, the Fever shouldn't have any national TV coverage. All it has to be is share this. Be like, oh yeah, but like, you know, other teams, if they got that coverage, will get that amount of views. Like, well, yeah, it's nearly double the viewers of last year. It is nearly double the viewers last year. And I wouldn't be surprised if Paige Bueckers' first preseason game was the most viewed preseason game on Ion. Over double the views of Angel Reese's first preseason game last year on Ion. Like, they're really, really good viewership numbers. Really, really good viewership. And yeah, look, Hanju and Hanley Maley impact. I mean, fair. I thought the Caitlyn Clark effect is over. Where's Jason Whitlock to hear this? I mean, I'm going to be real here. There's a big difference between Caitlyn Clark being the biggest star and Caitlyn Clark being the mania. In the summer of 2024, Caitlyn Clark was probably the biggest star in American sports. She was. Caitlyn Clark is not currently the biggest star in American sports. Like, there is currently an NBA playoffs going on that is way better than the 2024 playoffs. The Celtics sleptwalked to the finals and, like, destroyed. They sleptwalked to the finals and then killed, the Dallas Wings or Dallas Mavericks in the finals. Luka was playing on one leg. And then it was the worst draft of all time after a terrible college season where UConn went back-to-back. And it was like the least hyped draft of all time. No one cared about Summer League. Like, the biggest story was that Alex Starr looked like he didn't know how to play basketball after he got drafted. Like, it was a summer where there was nothing. And then there was, like, I'm being completely real here. The playoffs with Wemby is a different animal. And there's a World Cup. There's a World Cup. And in terms of the casual fan, I also don't think the World Cup is going to be like World Cups of years past, because it's a really weird one. Like, to be fair, like the viewership experience of going to games is going to be different, because it's going to cost like $1,000 a game, whereas in Qatar it was 100. Like it would have been cheap. Like, let's hypothetically, if you're a French person, it would have been cheaper for you to fly to Qatar, stay in Qatar for the month, and go to every single France game than it would be to fly to America, stay in America, and go to two of France's games and fly back. So, yeah, World Cup as a spectator event, if you're not American, is not ideal. It's not ideal at all. But yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I'm gonna be real here. Someone said, this seems low. I don't think it's low. It's a preseason game. Just like how the preseason, there was 10,000 people at the preseason game that showed up. The fact that the Indiana Fever's preseason game actually had more viewers on average than a non-Indiana Fever regular season game on ESPN. Like, that is the craziest thing. An Indiana Fever preseason game on Ion had more viewership than 8 out of 12 out of 15 WNBA teams playing on prime time on ESPN. And that does matter. That really does matter. So, yeah. What do you guys think? Like, obviously, as far as national TV games, this was a bad game. The Aces versus the Wings. They cooked Paige. Paige got, like, it was a rough. I mean, it was a rough couple of games from Paige Bueckers last year. Like, it was a rough couple of games from her in general to start off the year, but she figured it out. She had that 35 piece on Seattle. But yeah, look, the Indiana Fever is still by a country mile the biggest draw. Like, there's no other team that is even close. Like, if there was another team that was even close, it might be the Wings. But that's only a hypothetical, because they have back-to-back number one overall picks. And I hate to say this, because it shouldn't be relevant, but the fact that their two best player, or their two number one picks in a row, may or may not be dating, is part of the reason why the Dallas Wings are relevant in the public eye. Like, it shouldn't be the case. It should be strictly ball. Obviously, they don't want to talk about any of that stuff, and they're well within their right to do that, and it's a thing. Part of the reason why this team is so relevant is because of that. And it shouldn't be, but it is. Anyway, see you guys.